It's been a while since I've done a video. Um, Mainly because I've just been feeling overwhelmed. Uh, that's kind of the only way to really put that. And I'm only in 3 weeks into full time content creation and like actually trying to make this a job and think something I enjoy and doing and things like that. And I have gotten myself so over how do I it's not overworked, it's over anxious is really what it is. I've gotten myself to a point where I am so overwhelmed with all these ideas and all these things I want to do, and all these things is what it is. There's things, but I'm missing the key thing, and I'm so glad I have some people in my corner who are legit bringing me back to reality on this, because if I didn't have people keeping me grounded, I'd be in a lot more trouble trying to get going. Because most people know, for me, I tinker, I create, I my thing is seeing what I can do with the presentation of everything. That I tend to forget the fact that I have to do something outside my comfort zone, outside what I'm comfortable with, and things like that. And that is networking. That's just scary. All right, like for someone like me with social anxiety issues, putting myself out there, and also it's not so much putting myself out there, it's how I'm going to be received. And that's what drives me crazy, is that for me to network with other people, it is so hard, because I wonder, how am I being perceived? Am I being perceived as that needy person who needs attention? Am I being perceived as likable? Am I being perceived as this? My mind goes into overdrive on what it is I'm being seen as. What is it that is I'm putting out there? And I'm afraid that I'm going to be off-putting, that I'm going to come across as needy, or uh just all sorts of things, like also the negative things. Like, for those of us who do stream, you know which kind of person we're talking about. Like, it's that person who you're just like, okay, I get it, I want to be nice to you because I want to retain you as a viewer and everything, but at the same time, give me a break. Like, I'm afraid of coming across like that. I'm afraid of butting myself in somewhere I maybe am not welcome. And so, like, networking is the most frightening experience for me. Networking is putting myself out there, putting myself on a limb, and being scared that a one person's view of me is going to wreck everything. This is truly my nightmare right now, is reaching outside of this particular comfort zone, that, reaching out of something I'm comfortable with. I'm so used to hiding away in my in my little cocoon of creativity, in my little world of, I'm just going to avoid engaging other people by making something, because if I make something, maybe that's going to catch that person's attention. That's what that's what I go to, because that's what I bank on, unfortunately. And it's not exactly what I'm trying to bank on. It's what I want to do as a retainer. Like, I want to grab new people and retain them with that creativity of what I presented in my content and everything, when I go live, when I do things like this and whatnot. And it's just, I want to capture people. I want to retain them. But the problem is, I can't get myself to actually meet the people and bring them in. And it's because I'm putting myself out there. I'm scared to fucking death that I'm going to say something that's going to be so wrong, or I'm going to overstep my bounds, or all sorts of things. I am so scared of being, in a way, visible, which just sounds stupid. I mean, I'm trying to be a content creator. I'm trying to do something I'm passionate about and actually go forward. But my problem is, I have a hard time putting myself out there when it's not my business. Like, that's how it feels to me. It's like, this is what I do. This is my channel, my safe space. Come into my space and I'm comfortable. But me going into your space feels like I'm violating it. And I know a lot of people are going to tell me right now, like, dude, you don't have to worry about it. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not an issue. For me, it is. For me, I have so much respect for the people I'm going into their channels. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible because I don't want to seem like I'm trying to nab somebody else's people or I'm trying to impose my will or anything like that. Like it's this fear, this anxiety when it comes to trying to network that legit scares me to death. And I don't know how really I can get myself to move past it. This is something that I'm working on through, therapy and everything, and I'm going to therapy and I'm been seeking help since last August and now it's April. And it's a slow go, guys. Like, for those that I know watch this that do seek help, that are basically on a similar track to me, it gets very, very hard to go, I don't see the like you want to see the progress. You want to see that, yes, you're making it, you're doing it. But it's so hard sometimes to see that progress. It's so hard to sometimes recognize that you've actually made it far. And that's what I'm struggling with it right now is I don't feel like I've made any progress. And it's really just because I haven't truly tackled this aspect. And I have to remind myself constantly that I have not tackled this aspect. I haven't spent the time developing the idea in myself that it's okay to go into someone else's stream, to meet people that way. It's okay to do that. I'm scared to do that because I don't want to overstep my boundaries. I'm afraid of putting myself out there and like saying something wrong, then all of a sudden everything comes crashing down around me. It's a lot. It's a lot of pressure when it's trying to network for me. And it's basically going outside of that area that is comfortable to me and that area that I'm familiar with and that I feel safe in. Networking and going out to someone else, going out to others and intermingling with others is anxiety inducing for me, mainly because I'm scared of me. I'm scared of being an embarrassment. I'm scared of hurting someone else's feelings. I'm afraid of so many things. I'm not going to lie. I was a very ignorant person a long time ago. I found horribly offensive things funny. I was immature. I didn't have that understanding. And what I'm afraid of, really, when it comes to me, is that old life of mine, those old ways of thinking, 15, 20 years ago. Trust me, it was a different world back then. And, I've been developing the understanding. I've been developing my compassion. I've been developing my maturity as a person. But what I'm afraid of, I'm afraid of is that past coming back, because it was something that was learned and I spent years unlearning it because I want to be a better person. I want to get better. And I want to be, I want to make the world a better place, and part of that is changing me. But what I get afraid of is like, what if I missed something? What if there is some term I don't know? I mean, this world changes so rapidly. Words take on different meanings so rapidly. And it literally just is I don't even know how to say this right. I'm fearful of what I might say and that I might hurt someone's feelings. I get fearful of the fact of how somebody's going to respond, because even in more recent years, I try to take a mature route in conversation with people, and it is met with the most immature, kind of high schoolish like reaction. I've been met with things where I've been flat out told, don't be friends with somebody because I don't want you to. I have been unfriended because I had a different opinion about a political issue. And I've tried to reconnect with like old friends. I mean, these were people I've known since childhood that completely cut me off because I had a slightly different take on a political issue. And it's like, what do you say? What do you do? Especially when they won't take an apology, they won't listen to you. They cast a judgment on you and you're done. Longtime friendships I've had. People I considered the closest friends of mine, all because I had a slightly different opinion. And it wasn't even like I was saying anything out of like extraordinarily different. I just offered a slightly different opinion, a slightly different point of view, and I was cut off. And this is what drives that anxiety, is the fact that this is the world that we're in, is that people will legit drop you in an instant if you had a slightly different opinion. And it's anyway, I'm getting off topic here. The point is, that's where my anxieties are stem from when it comes to doing what I know needs to be done. And I have to keep moving forward to conquer it. I have to keep conquering this fear of interacting with others, fear of approaching others, fear of interacting with others. And I'm hoping, really, really hoping, that as I go and as I continue to try and get better and move forward and things like that, that I'll eventually get comfortable with it. I'm trying so hard to believe in myself that I can make this happen, that I can do this, that I am worthy of being successful. And I've just got to keep conquering. I've just got to keep taking it one step at a time, keep moving forward, and know that I've got people in my corner. I'm going to make it. It's going to be okay. I've just got to take these steps, these uncomfortable steps, and keep pushing forward.